Sound Advice continues here on Business Radio 1300 KKOL.
Hi, I'm Susan Michaels.
And I'm Rick O'Brien, and this is Sound Advice.
Today we're talking with Jason Lawrence. He's owner of Citywide Maintenance of Washington. Welcome, Jason.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me again. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we talked a few months ago, but not everybody listening, I'm sure, heard that. So give us a little bit of a rundown on what Citywide Maintenance offers and what makes the company stand out above others.
Awesome. Sure. Yeah, we take care of quite a few things. In fact, we take care of anything from parking lot work, anything you can think of with a parking lot, sweeping, asphalt repair, resurfacing, to janitorial, which most clients use us for janitorial, to lawn and landscape, even handyman services. So we take care of quite a bit of services, definitely.
Wow, I guess so. And what makes you stand out over other companies?
Yeah, the biggest areas that make us stand out, really there's two. It's management of services. We provide one point of contact, which makes it simple. Most companies, the only time you get your manager or your account rep is if you're kicking and screaming. Well, we have a regular relationship so that you constantly have them really as an extension as of your management team. And then the second part is our versatility. As I was mentioning, the various types of services we provide so many. It just makes it so much easier that you don't have to go and shop for all those things.
And there's probably a lot of things that people don't realize, that they have you doing certain services, and then they think, well, do you know if I can ever find someone that can do this? We do that.
Oh, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
In fact, this morning, one of our account managers, actually our director of operations, Josh Crow, he was visiting a client, and the client was talking about needing some interior painting done.
Okay.
And Josh told him, we can take care of that. And they said, really?
Wow.
I said, yeah. So we're actually going to go out next week
Okay.
and do a ton of interior painting for them. So,
good.
yeah.
Okay, well, that's very cool. Then these businesses who need maintenance, just basic maintenance as far as cleaning and that type of thing, they can use you. But then if they need these other things that aren't an all-the-time thing, they just say, hey, I have this need.
Yeah, one of the things that's also popular this time of year is handyman services.
Mm-hmm.
It's very expensive to have your own in-house handyman.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing. You can call your account manager, say, hey,
Now, what type things would you be, let's say their coffee machine is broken, or what type things do you offer?
Well, it really varies. On a minimal scale, you can think of a hole in the wall, or a cubicle needs to be put back together, or a desk or a hinge.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit more specific, we have a specific client that uses us. They have various retail stores, and some of their display units don't always stay intact and functioning, especially anything that rotates.
Sure.
Okay.
And so a lot of times they'll call us and say, hey, I need you to come fix it. We'll order parts from them, but we'll actually do the actual maintenance of repairing it.
Okay.
So there's a lot of various things that come up. So usually we tell our clients, just ask us. And if we cannot do it, we'll let you know we can't.
Sure.
Yeah. Recently we got a phone call, and it was just a detailed deep clean.
Okay.
And so for us, that's pretty standard until we realized that they had all these bookshelves and books. And they actually wanted us to not only do the bookshelves, but take out the books and do each book one by one with disinfecting and cleaning and undersides of tables and those. So that was a different one.
Disinfecting the books.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and their thought process was any of their customers that come in use the books.
Okay.
And they couldn't think of the last time they disinfected them. So
Okay, so that especially this time of year, which we're going to talk about in a bit, they're not going to be passing on germs and different things.
Exactly. Yeah, that was a new one, but I was glad that they did it. It's good that they're even thinking of those types of things.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So I think you kind of explained a little bit of your business model. Is there anything else that you can explain about how Citywide Maintenance works?
Yeah, well, awesome. Our overall structure, essentially, in a nutshell, is we subcontract. However, a lot of clients, there could be some potential apprehension with that theory. I like going straight to the point, so it's just easy. But if you dig in further, the big part of it is that we don't just pick anybody to work with. We have a very intense process, in-person interviews, phone screens, auditing equipment, checking backgrounds, double-checking insurance, looking at business references. I mean, the process we go through is more intensive than most people when they're probably hiring an employee.
Okay.
Because we want to make sure anyone that's going to be doing work with us, make sure that they are taking care of things the right way and in a safe manner as well. So that's a big deal with our structure.
So this is any like subcontractor, so to make sure that if they come through you, that they're going to be reputable.
Yes, exactly. Okay. And there's just a lot of work that goes involved with that. And so the result is that the subcontractors appreciate it because it's a partnership.
Sure.
It's built over time to make sure that they can fit in with our structure. And then the clients appreciate it because they see how much length we put into making sure we're partnered with the right people. Because their concern is usually, am I going to have the same person doing the work repeatedly, same people in my business, because it's a security concern.
Right.
And we're able to guarantee and show them how we pick the right people, so that's no longer a concern. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of safety there.
Yes.
Safety net. So we're talking about keeping buildings clean,
Yes.
like we mentioned earlier, as part of what is provided, and then maintaining that cleanliness. This time of year, there are some added things, which we kind of brought out a little bit a minute ago.
Yes.
So talk about that a little bit for us.
Yeah, the biggest thing this time of year is the cold and flu season. And what's crazy about cold and flu season is actually up to 1/5 of the U.S. population will get the flu in a given flu season, which is crazy.
1/5.
Yeah, and what that results in is last flu season resulted in 111 million lost work days.
That's a lot of lost work.
It's a lot of lost work. So this time of year, we're extremely busy doing a lot of different things, a lot of specialty deep cleans, educating our clients on things that they can do even on their own to make sure that they're prepared for it. Because anytime for any business, their most valuable asset is their employees. And when they're gone, you lose productivity, and then you're
Right.
concerned for their health.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's actually concern for their health and then considering the productivity, but it depends on the business. So yes, there's a lot of things we're working on these days with our clients.
Okay, so why don't you give us a few pointers, a few tips on what businesses can keep in mind at this time of year to help prevent the colds and flus in the workplace?
Yeah, a couple tips, some easy things, things that we should be doing already. Wash hands, of course, with soap and water. Make sure to wash them. One of the things with my son I'm teaching him is how to do that. And it's amazing how often as adults we don't practice the same length of procedures that we would teach someone else. And so washing your hands with soap and water is a big deal. Making sure to make hand sanitizer available. Because the big thing is any contact surface is going to spread germs and diseases. Bacteria, those things. And so contact surface, door handles, your stapler, any telephone that's multiple use that's there, any office products that are being shared, the handle on a paper cutter or a hole punch.
Things you might not even think of.
Exactly. So any contact surface, arm rails in your conference room, any of those things are really important. So having hand sanitizer is very important. And making sure that that's available is a huge deal. And then the other tip that we give is we encourage all of our clients to have more of a detailed clean done in your bathrooms. A lot of services we provide is a deep clean steam extraction, and we also do a disinfectant service. So you get all your grout lines, all those things cleaned up, because the bathroom is always a hot place for spreading germs.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. So give us a little bit of information. So you guys can come in and you can take care of a lot of this. But what should the business maybe be aware of on a daily basis that maybe they can do to kind of keep it up, keep it going that way?
Yeah. Well, they just need to be aware of what their environment's like, right? Make sure that employees are going to tell you when they have an illness, right? Because the worst thing that can happen is one employee is dealing with cold and flu, especially in this season, and then turn around and spread it to the whole office.
Now, once somebody has the flu at a workplace, is it a good idea to I would guess, to do the cleaning after that to make sure that you don't have these lingering flu
Germs?
Bugs?
Exactly. Yeah, you want to disinfect everything as soon as possible, which is pretty simple. You can get a pretty standard disinfectant type that you're just at your local store.
So as soon as somebody comes down with the flu at the workplace, say, let's clean it all up.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Especially in our office, anytime anybody is getting that, the first thing we're doing is, one, sending them home like you are quarantined.
Yes.
Don't get to the rest of the staff. And then two, we're going around with disinfectant any surface that's been touched. And so, yeah, we would always encourage disinfecting as soon as possible, encourage employees to let you know when they're feeling under the weather so that you can make that decision on whether it's a situation to send them home or not. Because, once again, the last thing you want is your whole office staff
whole
being
staff
sick.
being at home, right?
Yeah.
I can remember at stations we've been at, they've had alcohol wipes, and someone's sick, and you go around and you clean everything with alcohol.
Yeah.
I used to do that.
There was a fellow that would come on every shift. He'd spray everything.
Especially the microphone.
Microphones.
It would smell like Lysol.
It was a
when you
regular
walk in the
ritual
room.
of spraying everything.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's good. Stay safe.
Yeah. So a lot of things to think about. Now, besides the inside maintenance, outdoors, what's different that people need to really think about when they have a business this time of year in the outdoors?
Yeah, well, a lot of things come up this time of year in the outdoors. Leaves or leaves, when they fall from the trees.
Come up, they go down.
Yeah, they come down from the trees. And what's interesting about it as well is as they fall on the ground and you get the rain, they're slippery.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's really important to clean those up. That's a lot of services we're providing this time of year, doing parking lot sweeping. A lot of times we're with the backpack blower blowing over sidewalks. So keep in mind the exterior is the leaves. Second thing is keeping in mind that as the temperature gets colder, then you also have the ice that comes.
Right.
So
and maybe snow, right?
And maybe snow. And getting your de-icer out so your walkways are safe. We do a ton of snow removal on those things as well. We will also spread the de-icer both in the parking lot and on the walkways is important. Also, having your exterior, some of it being cleaned. So that might be simply as much as pressure washing before it officially gets too cold. You don't want to pressure wash and then
have it freeze.
And then freeze. That's not going to solve the problem on that. But then the other thing is exteriors. A lot of times people don't always consider the door handles for your entryway. That's one of your first main contact points for limiting the spreading of the flu in the cold season. So making sure that's added on your normal list of items to take care of.
Right. You don't think of the outside knobs, just inside.
Yeah.
Everything's spread around.
Okay. Well, you are the one-stop shop for people wanting to do maintenance either inside or outside and any little thing that needs to get done. And how can people get a hold of you?
Yeah, well, the best way to get a hold of us is through our website. It's www.gocitywide.com/Washington. So that's www.gocitywide.com/Washington. On the website, it shows exactly the phone number. Office phone number is 425-970-4060. But you can find that on the website. That's the best way.
All right. Lots of great stuff there. Jason, thanks so much for being with us today on Sound Advice.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Sound Advice returns in a moment on Business Radio 1300 KKOL.